All right. I believe we're live here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we want you to prosper and be in health. My name is Jason Steves, a clinical account specialist with Perk Integrative Health. I'm joined by my co-host, Steve Steves, who is a certified clinical nutritionist and naturopath at the Nutrition and Health Center. And today we're talking about the nutrition tip, some nutrition tips. We're being pretty specific today about zinc and the vital need for zinc in order to have health. So, Steve, how are you doing today?
Doing awesome. This is a great topic, Jason, and one that is misunderstood by so many people. And then there's fear mongers that say you can get too much. And we have never seen zinc toxicity, just haven't seen it. And I'll tell you why when we get
Yeah,
into the bullet points here.
right. Well, thank you, Steve. And we're going to get into that. And I think it's so important, folks, that you remember each week at 1:30 p.m. Central, we're going live with the Prosper Nutrition Show, educating you on nutrition tips and other health information that's helping you make the best choices for your health. So stay tuned each week at 1:30 on Fridays at 1:30 Central. We also provide discount opportunities on each show. So if you stay tuned to the end of the show, we offer a discount code on the supplements that we talk about, and you can utilize that in the prospernutrition.com store to get a discount on those supplements. So stay tuned to the end of the show to find out what the code is for today. So, Steve, what is zinc and why is it so vital, so essential to our health?
Well, zinc is classified as an element. You find it in the periodic table of elements, but it's considered a micronutrient, considering it's not as macro or not as needed as other more aggressive nutrients like calcium and magnesium and sodium and potassium. But it runs right behind those four as an extremely critical mineral that can be consumed because of its activation. You know, when they discovered zinc in 1963, they found there were three enzyme pathways in the body that it was noted for and what it did at that time. But here we are, not, a generation later in my lifetime, and now they know of over 2,700 enzymatic pathways that depend upon zinc. So when a mineral, an element is needed in such high quantities in metabolism, that means the body is going to burn it up, use it up. And it has some really unique characteristics. You can't make insulin without zinc. So zinc is found to activate the beta cells in the pancreas to produce insulin and reverse type 2 diabetes. It's also involved in bone growth, the body's production of a bone enzyme, alkaline phosphatase, is increasing the development of and utilization of bone growth, but it's also needed for the uptake and utilization of calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which would make sense. Those are elements in bone. So magnesium or zinc is necessary for that particular function. It's essential in detoxification. Now, this is a really important one. It works with certain proteins in the body that help to bind and excrete toxic metals. Now, toxic metals have become more prevalent in society since in the industrial age. And so what we're seeing is a lot of the influence of living in societies with large numbers of people in the cities, a lot of pollution. Within the air, we've got a lot of heavy metals that exist, like arsenic, cadmium, lead. These all cause the body to deplete zinc, and zinc is used in this enzyme called metallothionein to bind those heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. So with the zinc goes the heavy metal, but we excrete it out through urine, through feces. They also have seen amazing studies way back before I was even certified. In fact, this is one of the things I learned during my clinical certification in clinical nutrition back in 1990, that macular degeneration is associated with zinc deficiency. The retina has a high concentration of zinc, and when it's not there, obviously vision is affected. I had a client that came in and she was dealing with some vision challenges, and we got her on zinc, pretty good amounts, 3 times a day with each meal, about 30 milligrams 3 times a day. And her vision improved to the point where she needed to go to the eye doctor and get her prescription weakened because her eyes were stronger. The interesting thing happened is when she started being more energetic, getting outdoors more, she started to ride her bike, and she would ride up and down 1960, of all places. This lady was pretty brave, but this was 1960, 30 plus years ago, or around 30 years ago, 28 to 30 years ago. What we saw after she started to go riding on the 1960, she started to lose her vision clarity. And so we had to increase the amount of zinc because we knew that the zinc was probably being used to detoxify some of the exposure to exhaust fumes that she was having while riding her bike on heavy traffic street. Zinc is involved in genetics and hormone transcription. So these conversions and breakdowns of hormones and genes and the genome signaling is quite fascinating. The lateral nucleus of your hypothalamus in the brain is the center for appetite control, and zinc affects appetite control. It does it through many mechanisms, but through the hypothalamus and through the insulin uptake, because insulin then allows for the sugar to come into your cell, and then you can metabolize the sugar and you feel satiety, or you feel satisfied in eating that meal. So zinc really helps with appetite, in balancing that appetite. Zinc's also part of the thyroid, pituitary, and hypothalamic signaling between them. It's involved in cytokine production, which these are anti-inflammatory, pro-inflammatory control mechanisms within the immune system, and it also induces our immune cells like monocytes to increase different immune molecules such as interleukin 1 and 6 and TNF alpha. So it's fascinating, its involvement within immunity. Zinc got a lot of publicity during COVID and has since then been quite active in the community. People are very knowledgeable about zinc, but I don't think to this depth. It is just fascinating, the amazing things that are involved here. The last couple items here: zinc alters taste perception. They did a study on kids that were picky eaters, and they took a study, they measured what foods that they liked, and then they gave them zinc for a period of time, brought them back, and found that they liked a much larger variety of foods due to the effect on the taste buds. And consequently, there's a way you can measure zinc levels through hair analysis, but also some blood markers that we look at, detox markers. You can see it, but you can also tell by a taste test that we do in our office. And any of you that come in having said that you've seen this video, you are welcome to a free taste test for zinc metabolism, and we will determine what level of zinc you may be at and how much you would be known to consume based on that test. So the last couple things on prostate health, sexual development depends on it. The prostate stores more zinc than any other gland in the man's body. They did a study on men where they found that cadmium would accumulate in the prostate, and when you would give zinc, the urine excretion of cadmium would go up by 200%. So they knew it had that binding effect to push the cadmium out, and then, of course, nourish the prostate. We see a lower in PSA numbers quite prolifically with the implementation of zinc. And then the last item here is about digestion. The stomach needs zinc to produce hydrochloric acid. It's remarkable the improvement of digestive ability. And not only that, but the immune cells within the digestive tract need zinc. And our zinc power, Jason, has a nice little handout with it. And in our detox bundle, I'd really like to include, if you could, in the discount for today, that we give them anything out of the detox bundle on the discount because it enhances the utilization of zinc. And then, of course, any of the zinc products as well with the zinc power or the zinc lozenges, which are really good with kids. Now, zinc is best taken on an empty, not on an empty stomach, but with food because it does cause a nausea if you take it on an empty stomach. I learned that the hard way early on in my career, and it was an eye opener, but it's quite remarkable the volatility that can be caused. But when I take it with food, and I take quite a bit per day, yeah, I get dramatic digestive function and no nausea, no issues there. So what a miracle. Mineral, folks, you need to be on zinc. If you live on planet Earth, any of you aliens watching, don't worry about that. I don't think it's a problem. Your culture, you might look into your science there, but
Yeah.
hopefully can't say enough about the benefits of zinc.
Yeah, I think it's really helpful, Steve. Thanks for breaking that down. I think there's a lot of things that people might miss when it has to do with zinc and make that connection with other health challenges they may be facing. Like, you may be dealing with issues that Steve mentioned today that are related with zinc deficiency for you. So it's good to test, but it's also good to know that, and Dr. Jaffe, mentioned this. He said, one simple way to do zinc supplementation as far as your individual needs, he said, is take it, during the day, and you can take, however many the baseline serving is and add one at a time each day. And if you're taking too much, he said, most likely you'll start experiencing nausea. You obviously he's encouraging taking with meals, but um, but yeah, there's a kind of an approach he mentioned is if you
Yeah,
have this
that's
zinc
good.
nausea, there's like a different type of zinc nausea apparently, um, and so that if you experience that, that means that you're kind of at your limit, and so
Yeah,
you
I'd be
kind
interested in that information, Jason. I wasn't aware that he had provided that information about the zinc nausea and how to do that build up on your own. Because I'll tell you this, folks, and that there's so much out there that causes fear on zinc that doctors will tell most people, oh, don't take it, it's dangerous. No, it's just not possible to get toxic amounts. And if you
of
do, you feel nauseous right away and the nausea goes away. But again, it doesn't happen when you have food. Well, I'm consuming more than 300 milligrams a day of zinc and recommended daily allowance, was it 15? Something like it's
oh,
extreme.
wow.
Yeah. And so I know I've had some influence of heavy metals. I had mercury amalgam fillings in my mouth that I had removed years ago, but the mercury gets deposited. And some of you have enzymatic genetic weaknesses for your ability to detoxify. So you need more zinc to be able to help that detoxification pathway and other influences, obviously, in your life, depending where you live, what kind of water you drink, the purity of that water, of course, and your other chemical influences, other metals that you come in contact with, and
Good.
specifically heavy metals. Vitamin C, the ascorbate, is an important component to work conjunctively with zinc.
Hmm.
Selenium also is helpful in our multiple, a lot of cofactors there. And then quercetin enhances the uptake of zinc, and our quercetin repair, the old
Hmm.
cell repair, is the dynamic formula of the highest ORAC value of a specific quercetin that I've seen. And that's the other factor we didn't talk about is zinc's ability as an antioxidant, which is an oxygen radical absorption capacity, with the zinc and the quercetin together, you get this 1-2 punch, and it allows to prevent the body from damaging cells that cause uh, proliferation of tissue cells, the inflammation that can cause cancer. So, and that actually, I think I skipped over that for you ladies out there. I had one of the studies on the breast cancer risk is elevated with zinc deficiency, and they had done a study on that, and I don't know where that went. I'll have to pull that up, but
Yeah. So,
so zinc
uh,
is critical for apoptosis function in breast tissue, specifically protecting from breast cancer development, and protects prostate, liver, pancreas, and ovaries.
that's good. So it sounds like this mineral, this elemental mineral, is vital for our health in many, many ways. So, folks, definitely, if you aren't already taking your zinc, get it at prospernutrition.com. We've got our zinc power. We also have zinc and herb lozenges. Those you can get a decent amount of zinc there along with some herbs like echinacea and slippery elm to help with your immune system and your throat. But yes, and if you do take zinc, you definitely consider trying to take a little bit more if you're having some of the health issues that we talked about today that Steve mentioned. So consider taking more. Add one extra tab of the zinc power to your meals when you're taking it, and see how you do. It probably most likely what we found when people are getting the higher levels of zinc, they only benefit in regard to their health. So, all right, now we're coming near the end. Now I'm going to give you guys the opportunity here to get the coupon code. Thanks for sticking around. Now the coupon code is really simple. It is today's date, and it is the word show, and you're going to get 10% off all the supplements that we talked about today: the zinc power, zinc and herb lozenges, the detox bundle, and all the products in the detox bundle. So today's date, so it's 5 7 14, no, not 14, sorry, 24. 5 7 24 show. You type those in to the coupon code window at checkout, and you get 10% off your order. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave it in the bottom of this video. There's a comment section, or you can send us an email at info@prospernutrition.com. We're here for you, and we want you to prosper and be in health. Thanks for watching, Steve. Thank you so much for sharing. Do you have
My
any other
pleasure, Chris.
comments you want to leave everybody with?
Yeah, one more thing for skin clarity, for protection against melanoma, zinc is remarkable. For acne reversal, zinc deficiencies are directly related to people that have acne issues. It's quite amazing on its ability to improve the outward appearance of your skin. And you will enjoy that, folks. Get your zinc and get it
Yeah,
going. Don't hold back.
it's good. It's good. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you all for watching and sticking around. We are here for you. We want you to prosper and be in health. So don't be shy. Get in touch with us. Let us know if you have any questions. We're not going anywhere. Where we're going is actually in helping ourselves, our family, our clients, and all the people that work with us. We're moving on to better health. So we want you to come with us. So we look forward to talk with you, and hope you have a great day. We'll see you next week, Friday, 1:30 Central, on the Prosper Nutrition Show. Take care. Bye
God
bye
bless.
now.